Oh, what else is in there for Thursday evening before a 5/5? I think it's a lunar eclipse. Something, Pluto, something, transition, astrological, meltdown, something. It comes up. I really enjoy astronomy, and I really enjoy astrology, right? Astronomy is the study of the stars. Astrology is like the meaning of the, planets and how it influences your free wills, let's say, right? Your predestiny or whatever, right? Trends in your life. And to that level, I enjoy it. It has some insights. I have found that the outer planets, the longer trends, seem to be more accurate when you do a chart and look at a person and you look at the outer planets, and it kind of shows you. But the inner planets move so quick. Who knows if you even did the chart right? How do you know exactly what times people were born, what location? I mean, maybe sometimes you do, but I find that the traditional astrology seems to be okay for some background, long-term, wider type of personality traits. And, the sun sign seems to have some correlation, but 2 points to come up from this is that the way this astrology is done, at least in the Western world, just by calculations with no intuitive input, just having a chart mechanically or electronically these days done, right? You just go on the website and type in your birth date and your location, it does a chart for you. And tells you all your aspects and nodes and whatever else. If it was, the real test is, here you go. An event happens and people look back at the horoscope or the stars and say, or the planets and say, oh, of course that happened because this was trying with that. Well, if your science is so exact about that, then you should be able to predict. You should say, 3 weeks from now, this aspect's going to happen, so we expect this bank to be robbed and this plant to blow up and a tsunami over here, right? If you can do that, then yeah, you understand and you can claim that, astrology, has merit to that level to, believe it so strongly, right? As some people really do. But you can't do that, right? It's always after the fact. Oh, well, that's because this aspect was current when that happened. Well, bullshit. That's the way I look at it. So I really like astrology. I think it helps show trends and things like that, but not to the point that you can use it to plan your life by the minute, right? Because it just doesn't. Not the way it's set up now. Now, people do astrology and use their intuition, their guidance, to add to that, and I find that that's much more reliable, right? But again, it's their intuition, right? So it comes through their filters. Now, if you were very intuitive, then it would come through your filters, so it would be much more accurate. But if you have your intuition, then you don't need astrology, right? I mean, you already know what's going to happen. You don't need to do calculations and look at aspects, because that's already downloaded, you have access to it. Now, I will say that there was a project, and I'm trying to think 20 years ago, 25 years ago, where a group of people were taking the ancient text about astrology, like the original texts, and translating them, right? So it's a big undertaking, looking for funding and people familiar with ancient languages to accurately translate these astrology manuals, right, on how to do astrology. And what they started to discover was, things got changed quite a bit from the original text. Like, they don't line up so much anymore. Things that got skewed, left out, changed. And one of the big things, they said it was like half of it's been deleted, right? So it's all like the sun sign, right? But the moon sign, like that Raiders of the Lost Ark movie, right, where the guy burned his hand on that medallion, and he only had half of the 6-foot staff, but on the back of the medallion was minus so many feet in order to get the right spot. So it's like half of the information's gone. You're only working with half of it, perhaps intentionally done to keep it out of hands that perhaps would misuse that knowledge if it was fully available. I don't know. But yeah, so it was kind of like very interesting. Once you add the other part of that astrological knowledge, then things get like a whole lot more accurate, supposedly. And I followed it for a little bit, but you have kids and a job and a wife and a family, and some stuff has to wait until later on in life. So it was a very interesting little rabbit hole to dive down. Yeah. All right, that needed a voice too.